So FXDLSBrookyln, it's been a while. What's going on your channel, man? Let's check it out. Alright, what's going on YouTube? BK Low is back in the building. And yeah, but in this video, I'm going to give you 5 updates of what's been going on with me and what's going on with the channel. Okay, so as you can see, we are currently out here riding through Brooklyn. Me and your girl, Jenny, as per usual. So yeah, update number 1, which is probably the elephant in the room, which is what most people have been reaching out and asking me since March, right? Which is, dude, how are you doing? What is going on in that crazy city of yours? Are you okay? So yeah, the question is, how have we been managing during the times of COVID-19? What have we been doing, etc. And just first and foremost, like, me and Jenny are okay. My family is okay, well, as good as can be. A lot of my family members have been hit pretty hard financially by this, as a lot of New Yorkers have, but health-wise, myself and my family have been pretty much okay. In terms of the way that we've been handling this, so I mean, if you watch the news, we're past April, we're in May at this point, and we're still the state with the highest amount of deaths, still arguably probably the hardest hit by this thing, especially here in New York City. It's been pretty surreal to see the city like this. And, I've been born and raised here, so I've lived through 9/11. Not by any means I'm trying to compare those two events, but lo and behold, I've seen some crazy things happen to the city. The first couple weeks, when things were really crazy and we were, locked down, I was using a lot of that time to focus on cutting my old footage. So I just had like tons and tons and tons of old footage that needed to be cut. Still do. Yeah, I've been cutting a lot of old footage and being really careful, being really safe, And then kind of as the weeks went on, we would start to go out for, little rips in the morning here and there. I would go and I'd visit my parents, I'd go and wrench on the bike, Yeah, that's kind of like where we're at right now. So still just like trying to wrench on the bike and still get my riding in, I'll still ride here and there with maybe like one other person, 2 other people, but I'm definitely like not at a place where I think I would want to be doing any group rides right now, just because I still want to be some level of cautious here, but still get out and ride. And my friends here in the city of New York, they've been handling this all across the spectrum, where it's like I have friends where still they just like will not come outside for anything that's not 100% essential. And then I have friends that are just going out and still hitting group rides and doing what they would usually do. So it's really across the spectrum. I don't judge any of them for how they're handling it, and they don't judge me for how I've been handling it. So it's just mutual respect there, and I appreciate that. So that leads me to update number 2, which is our new Wednesday drops on the channel. So when the pandemic hit, a lot of people were hitting me up just saying like, dude, thanks so much, your videos are just bringing me a little bit of positivity right now when I can't go out and ride. Because in some countries, actually, they did prohibit riding, so some folks by law could not get on their bikes. So people from around the world, around the country, were just hitting me up and telling me that the videos had been a really positive thing for them while they couldn't get out. So I was like, all right, that feels good that I could do something positive for folks during this time. So I was like, you know what? If it's gonna be now more than ever, let me step my game up. So I started pushing myself to also drop a 3rd video, which I've been dropping on Wednesday. It's been a lot of work, it's definitely something I've had to really put a lot of effort in to make happen, but I can see by the numbers that people are enjoying it. So I'm gonna keep that going for as long as I possibly can. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying the additional videos that are coming. Yes, the beautiful Williamsburg Bridge. Look at that beautiful city. You see me go through this bridge many times before. Alright, but update number 3, and that's, so on the previous notes that I just made, you know, we know that there have been a lot of events right now that have been canceled. I haven't gotten any word if like Sturgis is officially canceled or not. Given the current situation and like how it's kind of affected my family right now, me and my dad, like we had to cancel our Sturgis trip for this summer, which we had planned. You know, we already had like a couple Airbnbs set up for. So that's kind of how it's affected us. And again, I don't know if the event is officially canceled or not, but like I do know that, again, how it's affected my family. Like there's just like no way in those months we're gonna be able to like take off and leave like we usually do. So unfortunately that long summer road trip this year is currently canceled, but as we move forward and things get a little bit better, we're gonna look if we could do something maybe on a smaller scale, maybe keep the trip to the Northeast only or something. So yeah, we're definitely gonna still try to do something. I don't know what that's gonna be, but the actual Sturgis trip will be canceled, and I do apologize. I know a lot of you on the channel look forward to those trips and look forward to seeing those, but you know, we kind of have to do what's right for our family right now. Which brings me to channel update number 4. This is regarding future content. What's the content that I'm currently dropping out there right now? What's coming? So with what I just mentioned, with like events being canceled and having a lot of old footage, I'm trying to make it so that I could drop footage in line with when some specific events would be taking place. So like I haven't gotten any word on if East Coasting is happening or not, but I'm definitely trying to drop East Coasting footage from last year as the weeks lead up to when East Coasting would usually happen. So you're already kind of starting to see some of that. You know, you'll see it more and more as we get a little bit closer. And the same thing is true for the Sturgis footage. So like as we start getting into the weeks that lead up to Sturgis, while we won't actually be hitting the road this year like usual, I'm going to be starting to drop the Sturgis 2019 footage. And this is just for, you know, I'm doing this in mind for anyone who the pandemic has impacted in that way, where maybe they planned to go to Sturgis and they couldn't do it. So it's like, you know, the best thing I could do for myself and the best thing I could do for you guys right now is in the vein of still experiencing Sturgis during that time. That's when I'm going to drop that footage so we could still have some experience with it. It'll just be from 2019, so that's what it'll be coming. So yeah, you're seeing right now like a lot of the footage you've been seeing is older footage. So yeah, I haven't really been going out and recording anything new just because I've had so much good stuff saved. You know, there are some silver linings to this thing, and one of those silver linings was it gave me a chance to sit down and cut through a lot of really old and good footage. Alright, so update number 5. This is regarding the bike. So like I said, I've been using a lot of this time, you know, wrench on the bike. I've been trying to challenge myself to do jobs that I wouldn't usually do, that maybe I would just have a shop do. So yeah, I've done a couple at this point. Last weekend we changed out the air cleaner, put the S&S Stealth on there. So I have a bunch of upgrades lined up for the bike in the next couple weeks. So I know you guys like the upgrade videos, so you could expect at some point in the upcoming weeks some sort of upgrade video where this bike is gonna look a lot different. So that's kind of the 5th one, is like we definitely have some big plans for this bike as we ride through these crazy times right now. I won't tell you exactly what I'm doing, but I think you guys will like it. I think you'll appreciate it. And alright, so that is my updates. Shout out to all my Patreon members, the Stay Low crew. There's been a couple new members that have joined recently. That's Texicano, FXDLS, thanks man. Maddie Roadster, thanks man. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for anyone else who has recently become a Patreon member. We appreciate it, and as I talk about pushing myself to make more content during these times, well, that's one way that you could help me do that. So thanks for the support, it is appreciated. And yeah, we're gonna continue our ride through a extremely dreary and quiet New York City here. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there and stay low more than ever. And BK Low is out.